Perfect.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of What's the Game Plan? Today, we'll be going over the biggest game so far this season. We have the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the undefeated Tennessee Titans. Tonight, I am joined by Sam and Wendy, who will be representing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Stephani and Carrie, that will be representing the Tennessee Titans. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I got to say, this just continues to get bigger and bigger for us. This is the first 2-on-2 matchup we had since we've been doing this show. I'm excited to see the camaraderie amongst teammates that have never met each other for today. I think Carrie and Stephanie had some familiarity with each other, but Sam and Wendy, I believe, is the first time you guys have met each other, correct?
First time.
First time, but you know
It
what?
doesn't matter though, because we're family.
Exactly. You know, black and yellow, we bleed it. It's in our blood. It's family.
There it is. So as the visiting team, I will give you the floor first to introduce yourselves. We'll go Wendy and then Sam.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. I don't remember not being a fan of the Steelers. I moved to DC, had a 500-member fan club. I have done autograph shows with former players, met tons of them, and my entire room, you can't really see it, but if I could give you an idea, my entire room is full of signed Steelers.
Oh, I see it.
Let's go. I love it.
That's Troy, but I do have Terry on the other side of that wall. You can maybe see it over here.
Love
And,
it.
I'm probably going to disconnect my camera again. And my whole room this is my woman cave. I even have a sign that says woman cave.
I love that.
Gotta love it.
It's a giant room. It's probably 20 by 20 by 10 feet ceilings, and just covered in, it's all Steelers. I have built-ins along the wall filled with beer cans my father collected in the 70s.
Wow.
The 76 Super Bowl team, Roberto Clemente, just, I have a ton of stuff, but that just makes me a fan. It does not make me an expert.
No, it sounds like if you go to overtime, Sam, you might be in good hands.
Sounds like
I don't
will
know
be.
about that, Sam. I do have a Facebook page that I've had in existence since 2007. It predates the players and the NFL and all the media getting on Facebook, and it's Steeler Chick Steelers News and Updates. And it's facebook.com/SteelerChickPGH.
There it is. Sam?
Shut up.
Nice. I'm Sam Holt. I record with the Fantasy Focused guys, and I have a podcast with them called The Fantasy Debate with myself and my co-host Derek Tate. I've been recording with them. Oh my gosh, we're approaching 3 years now of me recording with them. But before that, I was writing for the Fantasy Authority. I've been writing and podcasting for fantasy football for, I think, 6 or 7 years now. I'm in every league format that could be a thing. I just feel like I'm one of those crazy fantasy football fans that is just doing everything. And then when people ask me what I do in my free time, I'm like, football. Like, what do you do in your free time? That's all I do. They're like, it's not even football season. I'm like, every month is football season. You don't even know. You're always prepared, especially when it comes to fantasy. But as far as new stuff, we always record every Sunday morning. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and see the link. I'm at Samantha R. Holt. We answer all start-sit questions every morning on Sundays, starting at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. So anytime you have a start-sit question, you can join us for Sunday morning. Bring some coffee, bring a beer, and just get all your start-sit questions answered. And as far as Steelers, born and raised Steelers fan, although I'm not from Pittsburgh. I'm a Steelers fan because my dad is, but it's because he's from England. And when he moved to the States, they were the same color as his home soccer club. So he just chose them as his team. And that's, when your dad's the fan of that team, you're born and raised a Steelers fan. And I'm glad to be a Steelers fan. So happy to do it.
It is.
It's in the DNA.
It's in the DNA. It's in the blood.
There we go. Traveling to Tennessee now. We will start with Stephanie. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm Stephanie. Born and raised in Tennessee. fun fact, and it's not going to be, this is where I started. I actually fell in love with football watching the Steelers back years and years ago, back when Jerome Bettis was a fullback and he was making a name for them. And I moved to the Titans after they got their Super Bowl win and he retired. So I follow both teams still pretty closely. I'm still, I don't root for the Steelers, but I follow them. But I bleed blue. I recently I am the creator of Ladies of Titans Twitter. It is a page where we empower and encourage women in the football world. We have one of the only female owners of Amy Adams Strunk, and she has just encouraged that female fan base. And so I've actually started it maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I started a chat, and then the chat got popular, so I decided to create a Twitter page. And I've only had the Twitter page up for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it's already at almost 500 followers. It's just incredible to see the support that the Titans fan base has for women, and I want to see that grow. Like, even if it encourages other fan bases to the women there to start their own page and just empower that throughout the league.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Carrie, I got to say, just want to make sure that Stephanie doesn't point shave, being that she's a closet Steelers fan as well.
Oh, no, I'm not a closet.
Yeah, I know she bleeds blue. I know my girl bleeds blue.
Just going to throw that out there.
Jerome Bettis retired, and it cut off after that. I fell in love with Albert Haynesworth after that. So,
Okay.
Once that side kicked in, and then I stayed with the defense. It's just like Albert Haynesworth, and then Jarrell Casey. My first jersey was from him. So granted, I was very heartbroken when he left and went for, or not left, but when he got traded to Denver. And then now it's Jeffrey Simmons. How can you beat 98? He's right through the middle. He's gonna get in your face. I'm ready. I'm so excited for it.
Okay, I take back my statement. I apologize. Last but certainly not least, Miss Carrie, this is on you.
Yes. Hi, I'm Carrie, and I am a mom of 2 boys, and we are Titans fans as a family. We are lucky enough to be able to be season ticket members, and my son has just kind of really, I've been a fan since they moved here to Nashville, and to watch my son, who will be 12 at the end of the month, kind of fall in love with the team, fall in love with the sport, and become almost an expert. He started his own podcast with Mom's help a little bit in November of last year, and it was the perfect season to get started, and we have continued that, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be invited, and I'm happy to be among these beautiful women, even if you are a Steelers fan.
That's okay.
Much love to everybody out there, but it's going to be a nail biter of a game this weekend, and I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I will tell you. So I'm kind of torn in the middle. Two of my college teammates and good friends, Ali Villanueva is currently the starting left tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a former fullback, Colin Mooney, for the Tennessee Titans. Yep, we played at West Point together. So I had some battles with Colin Mooney in the hole. I think my shoulders are still pretty bad because of that. And, I bet a lot of people didn't know Ali Villanueva played wide receiver at West Point. So he is probably one of the most athletic people I've ever. He played defensive end, D tackle, tight end, and wide receiver all within 2 years at West Point. So Ali is probably one of the most athletic big men I've met in my life. But awesome. So again, I can't say who's going to win. I just want to see a good game.
Hey, Rod, before we continue, I forgot to mention the podcast my son is on. Oh, cool. I'm so nervous. But I am Zap Girl on Twitter, and then my son's podcast is Hey Kids, This is Titans Talk with Kaysen, an unofficial Tennessee Titans podcast.
And a great listen.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely
thank you so much for listening. And that can be found on most podcast platforms. So sorry to interrupt. Thank you so much.
I know it's on Spotify because that's why I follow that. And it is a great listen. So again, we'll get into the rules real quick. Again, so there is 4 rounds, very similar to 4 quarters of trivial questions about data analytics, stats about the opposing team. All right. So I'll pull these sites from Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Reference, Next Gen Stats, Football Outsiders. If they make stats, I was on their site pulling information. All right. So we'll go through 4 rounds. Each team will have to answer questions about the opposing team. In the event that after 4 rounds we're tied, we go into overtime. In overtime, we have 3 questions based on 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. If you go for 1, it's usually a layup line. But if you go for 3 points, then you got to dig in the bank a little bit because it is a little tough. If there are no questions from our participants tonight, are there by any chance?
Can we cheat?
All right. Wendy and Sam, you are the visiting team. You decide whether or not you want to take the first question or the first or the second half.
Sam, I'm going to defer to you.
Let's defer this one and we'll take the first and the second half.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Defense is sometimes the best offense. Let's see what happens. Stephanie and Carrie, you up first.
Definitely a Steelers move.
Defense.
Here we go. This question's for Stephanie and Carrie. According to Sharp's football stats, when opening a drive between their own 20 and 40-yard line, the Steelers have 5 receivers with more than 5 targets. Which wide receiver has the highest passer rating when targeted? Is it A, tight end Eric Ebron, B, wide receiver Chase Claypool, C, wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, or D, James Washington?
I have a guess, but
I think it's between James Washington and Chance Claypool.
yeah, I think it's
Juju.
Chase Claypool. Is that his name? Chase?
Yes,
or Chance?
B, Chase
Chase?
Claypool.
Okay,
Is that-
I think it's B.
I think we'll go with that. We'll go with the Chase Claypool.
They select B, Chase Claypool, and they are correct. It is B. Yes, it is. Yes. When starting the drive, he has 6 targets. He has 4 receptions with 1 touchdown. And Ben
Yeah, I could have answered that one.
has a near perfect passer rating of 149.3. All right.
He
So
is definitely a 4.
Is that right,
He is
Sam?
definitely-
I think he's going to be targeted early. I think the Tennessee Titans, I think they know that. If Stephanie and Carrie knows that as well. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. That might be one of the few times that a team has jumped out with a 7-0 lead. Let's see if
I'm scared.
Here we go. Wendy and Sam. Current NFL rushing leader Derrick Henry has 588 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. 365 of those yards come after contact. So 62% of his yards are after contact. So teams are loading up the box, putting 8 men in the box against him almost all the time. According to Next Gen Stats, what percentage of the time does Henry see 8 defenders in the box? Is it A, 31.25%, B, 25.2% of the time, C, 35.7% of the time, or D, 21.5% of the time? How many times, what is the percentage of times he sees 8 defenders in the box?
So what was A again?
So A is 31.25%, B is 25.2%, C is 35.7%, and D is 21.5%.
I feel like it's A or C. What
So
do you
do
think,
I.
Wendy? It's got to be
Yeah.
one of the higher ones, just because he is their guy and they're just
Right.
stacking the box like crazy.
You want to go with C? Or
Yeah,
A?
let's go with C. Let's go with the highest.
All right.
We'll go C.
We'll go C.
The Steelers team chooses C, and unfortunately, they are wrong. Ironically,
It's
35.
25.
There it is. It is 25.2%.
Knew it.
B, yes. Ironically enough, C, 35.7 belongs to Benny Snell, who's the Pittsburgh Steelers running back. He sees
Wow.
the most in the league of
That's
8
how Benny
defenders
goes
in the
downhill.
box. Yep. So you had the right number, just the wrong team. Sorry about that, guys.
Dang.
All right.
Doggone it.
Going out of the first quarter,
I'm losing.
we have a
Yeah.
7-0 lead by the Tennessee Titans. Here we go.
You can't have an easier question. We got percentages. They just can't.
Percentages are hard.
It always works out.
You know,
Here's the second question for the Titans. Pro Football Focus gives quarterback Ben Roethlisberger a 36% chance to throw for more than 300 yards. So a 36% chance that he'll throw for more than 300 yards in this upcoming game. He is averaging 237 currently this year. In his 8 games against the Titans, he is averaging around 275, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception on 68% completion rate. According to Sharp's football stats, on which down has Ben Roethlisberger seen the most success passing the ball? Is it A, first down, B, second down, C, third down, or D, fourth down?
Can we talk separately?
I think it's between,
Stephanie, I think it's C. I think it's third down. I
Third
think it's
down.
third down.
Okay. We're going to go with C, third down.
The Titans teams pick C, and they're correct again, ladies and gentlemen. They are taking off with a 14-0 lead on third down. On third down, Ben Roethlisberger has thrown
Sam?
for 482 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he has a successful play rate of 51%. So he has a 51% chance, right over 50%, to have a successful play on third down.
But then the easy stuff.
I do apologize. I thought that was a little hard. Here we go.
I knew that.
I've been studying. For the record, I've been studying, and I know my girl Steph's been studying. So
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Here we go.
we came in cold. We just figured we'd wing this.
Yeah, we came in like
Right.
really cold, like ice bath cold.
Here we go. Needing these points to keep it a game going into the second half. Here we go.
Yikes.
The Steelers team. According to Sharp's football stats, which offensive personnel grouping has the Titans had the most success running the ball in the second half? Is it A, 11 personnel, which is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers? B, 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers? C, 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends? Or D, 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends?
Help.
Sam, like she doing the
I
math.
have not even seen a Titans game this year. Oh my. So
Sam, I think you went mute on this, Sam.
Sam's checking her notes.
I'm writing down numbers and columns
she's
here.
Googling. No, I'm
I'm-
kidding.
I'm trying to beautiful mind this and just like,
So this is the most success the ball with.
The most success running the ball. So 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers, which is normally a single back. 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. Or D, 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 13 personnel.
I'm going to say I'm thinking about blocking because they got to have those blockers in there.
I'm leaning towards B with the 1 running back, 2 tight end set and 2 receivers because AJ Brown feels like he's open all the time. Jonnu Smith is extremely successful. I think he's their leader in targets and yards. I'm leaning towards B. Yeah.
I was leaning towards 2 tight ends.
Yeah, that one's got 2 tight ends, and so B has 2 tight ends and C has 2 tight ends as well, but it doesn't have any receivers in that one.
But there's receivers block. Are they got any Heinz Wards?
No,
No,
they don't have a Heinz Ward.
wars. There's no
That's why
out-
I'm thinking. That's why I was thinking 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. Isn't that what you said?
That's C. We can
Yes,
go with
that's
C.
C.
Yeah, we can go with C if you want. Yeah.
I'm thinking about that because I'm thinking about the blocking. So I'm gonna say C.
Okay, let's go C.
The Steelers team chooses C, ladies and gentlemen. They are wrong again. It is B.
Dang it! It was
is
B.
Yes. In
I'm
that,
gonna let you
when-
pick.
when they are in 12 personnel, they have a
We're
64%
getting
success
crushed.
rate. They have ran the ball 22 times in the second half with 2 touchdowns, and they are averaging 8.7 yards per carry out of 12 personnel. All right. Pittsburgh, on the other side of that, when they are facing 12 personnel, they have only allowed a 27% success run rate and 2.5 yards per carry. So they're a pretty stingy defense when teams come out in 12 personnel. So we'll
If we go 0-4, that's okay because we're going 6-0 Sunday, baby.
Well, I guess that's the way to look at it. Going in halftime, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 14-0 commanding lead by the Tennessee Titans here. We're going at this point, ladies and gentlemen, all we can hope for is overtime here in tonight's game. All right. So coming out of halftime, Sam and Wendy, you guys are back up with your third question. Are you ready?
Yeah, you're giving them easy questions, though. I'm protesting. I'm throwing the red flag.
We had to answer. I have a poker face on.
I know. Okay.
The challenge flag.
Here we go. Opening the third quarter. When in the red zone, the Tennessee Titans have passed the ball 21 times compared to their 34 runs. According to Sharps football stats, which player has the highest successful play percentage? Is it A, Corey Davis, B, Jonas Smith, C, Derrick Henry, D, Adam Humphries? This is when passing the ball in the red zone. Who has the highest successful play percentage?
I don't even know who those guys are.
I gotta say Johnny Smith. I'm gonna go based off of leading touchdowns in the red zone. I'm gonna go Johnny Smith.
I back Sam. I'm the dummy here. I hate to admit.
Oh, there are no dummies in this game.
No dummies at all.
But you are correct with your B answer. It is Johnny Smith.
Thank you, Sam.
Let's go.
In the red zone, he is 4 for 5, and he has an 80% success rate in the red zone. So when they pass the ball, they are definitely looking for that tight end. Again, if Sam knows that, then I'm sure Pittsburgh knows that as well. All right.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing is
about nobody else.
Stephani and Carrie just needs to answer one question, ladies and gentlemen. If they answer one question, unfortunately.
Correctly.
Let's go.
Here we
Go,
go.
girl.
Here we go. In the third quarter for our Tennessee Titans team, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has a league-leading 24 sacks on the season. The Football Outsiders also have them ranked number 1 with their adjusted sack rate at 11.1%. Speaking specifically about their pass rushing, which player has the highest sack to blitz ratio? So which player has the highest sack to blitz ratio? Is it A, Devin Bush, B, linebacker TJ Watt, C, linebacker Bud Dupree, or D, safety Mike Hilton?
Oh, man. Well, first off, I just want to say they're all incredible. Like, this defense is stout. We know this, we understand this, and we respect it. We do. Oh, man, but Carrie, do you think it's between TJ Watt and Bud Dupree?
Mm-hmm. But
TJ Watt, though,
I don't know if I feel like it's Dupree, but I'm a little worried about a Watt brother.
yeah, Watt just gets in that backfield. He's so destructive. So it's really 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Go with your gut, girl.
Watt.
Okay, the
Okay,
Tennessee team takes B, TJ Watt. And unfortunately, they didn't put the game away, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, Bud Dupree. On 41 blitzes,
We're
Bud
good, girl.
Dupree has 5 sacks. He has a 12.2% sack to blitz ratio. TJ Watt, with his 39 blitzes, only has 4.5 sacks. So you were right. It was 50-50, but unfortunately, you went the wrong way. And you left the game open for Pittsburgh, all right?
That's all right.
Wendy and Sam could close it and put some pressure on you here with their last question.
All right, Sam, I hope you get this right.
Here we go. This might be a little tough. Here we go.
Of course it is. You give the Steelers fans the tougher questions.
Here we go. Defensively, the Tennessee Titans have had just as many problems stopping the run as teams has had stopping theirs. They are allowing 137 yards per game on the ground. According to the Football Outsiders, how many of those yards are earned past the 5-yard line of scrimmage? So once they get through the line of scrimmage, how many are earned at the
How
second?
how many yards are they averaging?
137 yards per game. So James Conner and
Okay.
crew should.
So beyond the line of scrimmage,
Yes. How many more additional yards? So once
Right.
they pass the line of scrimmage and hit the second level or in the open fields, anything past 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, how many more additional yards are they how many more additional yards are they earning per carry? All right. Is it A, 2.4 yards, B, 1.3 yards, C, 2.1 yards, or D, 1.7 yards?
well, if they're getting 137 yards per game, got to be in the two range.
0.4 or 2.1?
Yeah. I'll take the lesser. Wouldn't you think so, that if they're getting that many yards per game, they've got to be averaging at least 2 yards beyond the line of 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage?
At least.
So are we going to go, 2.4 or 2.1, really? Couldn't you come up with like 4.3 or?
I know, these are such like slim
this is-
margins.
This is additional. So they're already getting 5 on a carry.
They're already getting
I
5 on
didn't-
the carry, and this is additional.
So this is
Yeah, I
additional
didn't study
yards
for this
earned.
test. Okay. So they're already getting 5. So it could be, what were those 1 point?
1.3 and 1.7.
Yep.
I'll go 1.7.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So maybe we're telepathic here and we have something going.
Maybe
We are connected by DNA.
we are. So maybe
We're going to say 1.7.
Can we connect with what's on Rod's paper though?
Yeah.
Connect. Like, can I just like do the full ESPN?
No,
Like,
he's got a pretty good poker face, so I can't tell. I'm watching his face like,
I know you have no
Nah,
tell. Do you
I've been
do
practicing.
poker? Do you play poker?
I've been practicing. No, I don't. I lose a lot at that game.
Oh, man.
Okay, we'll go with 1.7. I think that was D.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to overtime tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because the answer is 1.3. They are allowing an additional 1.3
that's
yards
not fair
per
by
carry.
4/10 of a point.
Yeah,
It's close, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
So there you have it. Unfortunately, now we
Is
do
there a
have one remaining.
consolation prize?
We do have one remaining question. So if
Oh.
in good spirits, the Tennessee Titans team wants to field their last question, they can, or they can take a victory nil in the game. I will leave it up to you ladies.
Oh, kneel the ball. Come on.
We're just gonna go ahead and nail this. We're just gonna go ahead and ride fan the hill, nail it, and call it a day.
Thank you.
It's
High
yeah.
five.
It was
I
a
get that.
mercy slaughter.
That was mercy. I appreciate it.
There it
is
is,
this the
ladies and
precursor to
gentlemen.
Sunday's game or what?
Oh dare.
We'll get you one Sunday. Do not worry about that.
Oh God.
We're leaving.
The
we're
Tennessee
leaving
Titans.
the town to know.
The Tennessee Titans kneel it out and win with a score of 14-7. Congratulations, lady.
Thank
The
you.
floor is yours for a victory speech.
Great
Stephanie,
job.
you first.
Oh, of course. Well, I'd like to thank, first off, I'd like to thank my partner, Carrie. Through all of this, we've actually become very close friends. She's basically like my ride or die when it comes to the page. She's there to have my back. She hypes me up. If you need a hype woman, find someone like Carrie. But as far as it goes, I just want to say thank you to Carrie who coached that rock every single week. And we're going to do it again. I don't care what anybody else says. We are going to tote that rock. We're going to get this W and go 6-0 and be first in the AFC when no one else thinks that we're going to do it. Let's go. That's my victory speech.
I can't top that. But I'm going to say thank you to my partner, Stephanie. She is the queen, and I am honored to be playing this game with her. And I would like to thank our beautiful opponents. Ladies, it makes my heart happy to know that the Steelers have been represented so well by both of you, your knowledge and the love that you have for your team. I totally am in.
We love you
complete respect
too.
to that. We are grateful to have had this time, and tighten up.
Thank you.
Definitely come on
So-
Saturday.
So Wendy and Sam, you don't get victory speeches, but as losers though, what do you think your prediction of score in the game will be?
I'm really nervous about this game because honestly, I know that we've done really well at protecting the run and making sure that other teams cannot dominate us in that way. But Derrick Henry, I mean, he is just a specimen of a human being. So if we lose to him, I'm not going to be, I'll be mad, but I'm not going to be shocked because he is just a fridge with legs and he just plows through people. So I'm just hoping, that our guys, that our boys that go out on Sunday, they can just, protect the rock as much as we can. And if we can slow him down, I mean, hopefully just be speed bumps just to at least just to mess him up a little bit. Because if you get under his legs, you can mess him up a little. But he's like the juggernaut in X-Men. As soon as he gets going, you can't stop him. So I just hope that we do our best job at protecting the ball and just slowing Henry down, then we'll have a chance. But it's going to be a tough matchup. I feel like if the Steelers can get a win, it's going to be like a field goal that keeps us apart in the score. So it's going to be a close one.
Wendy?
I really can't top Sam. I mean, in any way, shape, or form, not just with her speech, but and I want to thank you, Titan ladies, too. I think you're awesome. I'm so happy to see such enthusiastic females in football. It just thrills me. I don't care. I had a shirt on earlier that said NFLfemale.com. I don't know if you remember that organization, but that was really great because I met so many women from so many other teams. But as far as the game Sunday, I have a lot of confidence. I think that we have a really stout defense that really gets on that run. And Henry is, verging on superhuman. But I gotta say, I think our guys figure it out. I really do. All we gotta worry about is scoring points.
That we do. And we just got to pick from our plethora of amazing receivers to make sure that we can complete that catch.
That's right. And I think Sam is right that it will be close. I mean, I don't know. I can't even fathom a score. It could be 17-14. It could be 38-28. But I think it's going to be close. Can I just say one thing to you ladies is one of the only quarterbacks in the NFL that I really liked was Steve McNair. Another team. I was very sad and I cried.
Amazing. Yeah.
When he died. But I watched him play at Heinz Field and we were losing 31-3. And I was with my cousin and she wanted to leave the game. And I said, we go down with the ship. And anyway, that guy right there, you're seeing one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. And then what did he do? He went to Baltimore and haunted us there.
Dang it.
Oh,
That's how it goes.
yeah.
Titans, any score predictions? Or are you good with your victory speech?
I'm gonna tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if it comes down to a Steven Gostkowski field goal because it just seems like that's our MO. It happens. But the one thing I want to say is our boys know how to handle being down in less than 2 minutes. I'm not for once after years and years of offensive woes, our offense is on point. Tannehill is incredible, and he is definitely, in my eyes, one of the best quarterbacks he has ever had. They may be able to slow down Henry, but Tannehill can still make plays. He can still make plays, whether it's running or it's passing. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. I'm going to say maybe 21-24 Titans.
Got some close games here. Carrie?
Well, actually, that's funny you say that, Steph, because that's what was my prediction when I did my podcast with Kaysen the other day. But I changed it today. I really started thinking about it. I was listening to a podcast today with Teron Davenport, and shout out to Teron Davenport, and with ESPN. And he was talking about how this might be a very high scoring game. And so I'm thinking it might get into the 40s, which will make me want to find the closest AED for all the people sitting around me, because another nail biter. But I think it might go as high as 48-41 Tennessee.
That's a
Calling it here.
shootout. Jesus.
Yeah,
Hey, look, as I said, I have no team in the race here. I am just
Yeah.
praying for an exciting and healthy game. That's the most important thing at the end
Same.
of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephani and Carrie, as the winners tonight, you will receive a shirt that says, "Hey Titans, hire me as a scout." All right. And again, I can't thank you, amazing and beautiful ladies, again for an amazing
Thank
episode.
you.
Very fun. This was the first one where we had duos, right? So again, I love the crosstalk between teammates. I think the Steelers, you might have talked yourselves out of a few answers there. I definitely thought
We
you was
might have
gonna go-
overthought a few.
Yeah, I think you took it a little bit, but you can tell Stephani and Carrie.
Funny, like Carrie and Stephanie did.
Yeah, they you could tell they've communicated before. They were definitely in sync tonight, and it showed. So again, a 14-7 win by the Tennessee Titans. We'll see what happens with the game. I'm Ryan Murray. This has been another episode of What's the Game Plan. Thanks for watching.
Perfect.